Namato Ratanatayasa. May I pay homage to Triple Gem, the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. My respect goes to my parents and my teachers. Hello, good evening. So today is Tuesday, the 14th of July 2020. This is Ajahn Sujan from Varapunya Meditation Center, Aberdeen, Scotland. So as usual, I am here with you to befriend and also share some of my thoughts, and also answering some of your questions. Sometimes it's nice to hear from you. That encourages me, and sometimes your feedbacks makes me feel that I am here, and all the efforts and the time that I am spending is being used well. So that's the reason. So far I am every night here. I missed only one night due to my arranged meeting in this Interfaith Scotland. But apart from that, I am here with you throughout the time since the April until now. Now, I'm using this new wireless microphone because I noticed that when I'm using my mobile phone, quite often this battery runs down, and when I'm using the charger, and always found my voice is very low. So I'm using this microphone, wireless microphone. So if you can hear me properly, please let me know. And if you can't hear me, then also let me know too, so I can come a little bit closer to make it's available that you can hear me properly. Obviously, as the lockdown began, we all moving into this new era, so known as the new norms. And I have also spoken on this topic of a new norm quite some times, and a few talks on a few nights discussing on the topic of this new norms. Loud and clear. Thank you, Colin. Thank you, Margaret. It means it's working. So good. This piece is quite interesting, expensive, but worth using it for this talk. That's why it gives me more satisfaction when my mobile phone is running out of the battery. So I can keep on a charge and also use the microphone to give and be with you. Give a talk and be with you. Yes, and this is simply because this new norms that we are entering, and we have been getting used to with it. And over the period of time, I have learned quite a bit of a technology, even using this Zoom, and how to give talks and a presentation and teachings, and meanwhile how to use Zoom to broadcast the chantings with the wordings in there. But I won't be able to do it irregularly with those wordings broadcasting along with the chanting, as it needs setting up the computer and in internet, and then this so-called webcam. So occasionally I will be online with the wordings, so you will become more familiar with it. And with that, this gadget also another adding up. I've seen it a long time ago, but I was reluctant to use it due to the expense. It's over £100. It's almost £200. That's really expensive. So that's why I didn't want to use it. But now since I am online for almost every night, then thought that this is really necessary now. As a result, I'm using it. So that's fine. I got it just a few days ago. I got it Saturday, and I used it yesterday. No, the day before. Today is Tuesday, so I used it on a Saturday and a Monday as well. So now today I'm using it again. So thank you very much for your comment, and glad to hear that this is working. Right, as I said, that over this time I will be focusing on the teachings of the Buddha based on the first discourse of the Buddha. So that's the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, and so far we have discussed and talked on the First Noble Truth. And it's been 3 nights, so today will be the 3rd night that I will be focusing on the Second Noble Truth. Okay, the Second Noble Truth is known as Samudaya, which is the cause of suffering, or the so-called gene of the suffering. And yesterday I have touched on the kilesa and kamma, or defilement and action. How does that relate and influence us in our day-to-day life, and understanding those different layers of defilements, whether it is a latent defilement, which is sleeping inside, under the very subtle, so-called deep insight into our consciousness or sleeping consciousness, and also discussed on the external active defilements and internal active defilements. And go on, I was talking about different levels of it. In relation to that, again, today I am again continuing on that topic which we have discussed, that the root cause of all the problems that we are facing, or root cause of all the troubles that we are going through, is nothing but the craving, nothing but the thirst, which is never fulfilling, never satisfying, needing always more and more. It's like someone who is addicted to the drugs, want to have more, never ending. Someone who is addicted to the alcohol, again continuously wanting to drink despite of the harm, despite of always seeing the consequences of it, or someone who is taking a cigarette despite of knowing the problem of that cigarette, consequences of it, and like that. So it's never ending is the tanha, or which is the root cause of the troubles, or it's known as the craving or the thirst. Now, in relation to the cigarette, I know one of the gentlemen, I think I have mentioned this story about 2 months ago, in relation to the drink, the smoke. I know this man very well, and he was going through this cigarette, smoking a lot. And early last year, he had some problem with his lungs, and somehow he was having a really pain, and there was so many lumps coming out from his body, and that was so shiny and about to like a burst. But after he realized that he is going through the serious pains, and that simply because of the cigarette, immediately he made his mind and give up, and he never touched it. And after he never touched it, he feels so much better, and he felt so happy, and his complexion becoming a more charming, and he feels more healthy and happy. And when I met him again and again, he normally speaks saying that if I have known the consequences of smoking, he would have not touched this from the early age. And he said, still, it's good that I have given up. And even just a few days ago, I saw him, delivering some goods, and I saw him, and he showed me that the lumps that was coming out while he was smoking, it was just flattened and hardly can see that. And that's again simply as a healing, body is healing, and he was very happy. So that sort of a things. The thirst is something that despite of knowing the consequences, we still go back again and taking again and again. And sometimes we do not know it, the consequences, and as a result we're going back to the same journey again and again. That's why the Buddha used the tanha, or this craving, or this thirst, the simile that it's like a tree, or it's like this wild grown tree. If you cut in the middle or just above the earth, it will sprout again every year. And that we can see in even our center. Here in front of our center, there are very wild grown the trees, and it grows so fast. Within a year, 2-3 meters grows well. So I always have to go and take it out because I do not want to let it grow. And yet it comes back again and again every year, never ending, until maybe one day I have to take it from the root, and only then it will end. So thirst is something like that, never ends. It will come back again and again. It's like you have fulfilled, and yet again, few minutes later or a few hours later or next day or a week later, you want to have it again. And that's same with the sexual desire too, or lust. Never ends. No matter how many times you have it, there will be never ending of it. Always there is a thirst to having it again and again. So that thirst is the main root cause of the trouble, main root cause of the problem. But the very moment when we see the cause of it, and then why I am having this suffering, and once we have known the cause, we will be able to eradicate completely. Like I have told the story of this man who was having this cigarette, and as a result he was going through different multiple diseases and discomforts. The very moment when he realized that the main root cause of his physical problem simply lies on taking the cigarette, and that very moment when he gave up taking cigarettes, he felt more healthier, he felt more calmer, and he felt more happier. And even when he see the changes in his face, he felt more happier too. Okay, so that's what this is a very important to know the cause of any troubles. The very moment when we know the cause of our troubles, then we will be withdrawing from that and will be able to be free from it. Now, today I'm going to touch on the next similar topic with this, the same topic but similar aspects of this craving or this tanha as the upadana. Now, the very moment upadana, or should I, okay, upadana first, okay. This upadana basically is the attachment to the things. And now, in order to have this upadana, we have to understand that how many types of food there are, and how we eat or how we consume this food. Okay, and with that we will be able to understand a little bit more on this upadana, or the attachment, right? Now, even you can think of it. How many types of food do we eat regularly? How many foods? How many types of food? Now, there is one material food, right? And that is basically fruits, bread, rice, potatoes. That we have, again, potatoes we have plenty this year. Potatoes, or any ordinary materials that is known as the kabalinkaraha, that we rely on that food, and that again the thirst or the eating, we never be satisfied. We never be satisfied. And we are, human beings are the only beings on earth. Believe me, this is the fact, okay? On earth, that only human beings can eat at any time. Right? At any time, regardless of what. So there is a desire to eat at all the time, and especially, if that's a sweet teas, or if that's something that you like, then you can go on and on and on. Now, as a result, now we have this multi-million business going on, weight loss. And last year there was a big news about the obesity. Why we have this obesity? Why there is this multi-million business going on? Eating, right? So eating never fulfills, and that's one of the reasons why Buddha taught. Buddha's teachings is to be moderate in eating, and eat in times, and eat to live, not live to eat. Eat to live, not live to eat. And now I tell you the story. When I was very young, and I was in the secondary school, and I wasn't a good student. I didn't like to attend one of the subjects, and as a result, I went out with my friends and didn't come back during that that subject time. So that I was very naughty monk, naughty boy. So I didn't come back. And as the hour finished, just about to finish, I, along with my friend, came back to school. And that was a very, very bad moment. We met with the principal. So all the classrooms are still running. Every students are in the classroom. And only 2 boys walked in order to go to the classroom. And this principal was just checking, and he saw both of us, and he called us and say, "Where have you been?" And we lied, saying, "Oh, we went to the toilet." And then I think I have told sometimes about this story, he pulled this hair from this, and it's really painful. We were just young, so he pulled it from here, and it was, and then he said, "Dal bhat ko dushman, prithvi ko boz." I never forget this word, never ever. That simply he said, the English translation is, "Dal bhat ko dushman," you are enemy of your food, you are enemy of food. Prithvi ko boz, you are simply the West on earth. That was really, really tough, and really mean, that one. And I never forget that one. And ever since, I want to do something. When I leave, at least I am no burden to the earth, Mother Earth. So no one can say that I was born wasted, and I haven't done anything good for the community or for this Mother Earth. So now I feel so, at the very moment when I was able to publish one of the books, and I feel so calm. Okay, now I have done something. Even I die, people cannot say that this Sujan was born and then gone. But now at least there are some books that, once upon a time Sujan was there and he wrote this book. Right? So that was my first satisfaction. And I felt to myself that I am no longer burdened on earth. Right? And gradually, later on, I became a monk, and then ever since I became a monk, I try to do good things, and I help people. Even I help in Nepal and Thailand and other part of the countries too, like in Sri Lanka, and when there was a flood, and then on behalf of our center, we again help to Myanmar and Laos, like that, and even Thailand. And recently again, we were able to help here in Aberdeen, and also sending the masks to the people around, and also even in Nepal, in a Thai temple, like that. So now, having this center in Aberdeen is like, I am done. I am no longer burdened on the Mother Earth, and I feel so pleased. So that's why, sometimes I even tell the people that I am ready to go. I have nothing to regret, and I have done all better, and all from my own capacity to the community and to the Mother Earth, and I am happy, like that. Yeah. So food, that's again, I'm just going beyond what it is, what the topic should be, and it's basically telling you that food also something that will never be satisfied, and we always want to eat, and we human beings are the only beings who will eat and eat and eat, can eat at all the time, whereas other animals, they will eat when they are hungry. Once they are satisfied, they will not eat, even like the tiger or even the snakes. Once they have eaten, they will not touch at all. But humans can eat again and again, which is the main root cause of all this obesity and fat. And even I was told off as well that I'm getting fat. Anyway, so but anyhow, so there are 4 types of the food, okay, that we consume, and all these 4 types of food will never satisfy as long as we have this thirst, this craving going on. But today I managed to talk only one food, that is the ordinary food, and which again you can see how big I am become. So now I am 82, not the age but the weight. And that's simply because of the food. And this again, being a monk, I am so conscious about eating, and yet I'm getting this. I'm getting this. Okay, so the second food is known as the 6 senses comes to contact with the outer existence. Okay, outer. Like eye sees an object and we consume. Ear hears the voice, we consume. Like that. So 6 senses, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and the mind. Basically, consuming things at all the time. Consuming. And that's the reason why we get stressed despite of we are doing anything. If we are watching the telly a lot and we're consuming all the information, that's also consuming. When we're hearing too much information, we are consuming, whether it is true or not. But the more we hear it, the more it's become true. So that's why one lie, if someone speaks the same lie for 100 times, that lie appears to be the truth. And that is all the advertisement are doing. They say that this is organic, or they say that this is perfect. They're just simply telling the half truth. And yet, because we have heard so many times, then that's become, we're consuming that and becomes the truth. And we rely on that. That's why it needs a really, really good care about it and being mindful of it at all the time. Okay? And it seems like I'm not going to finish this 4 types of food now, because we have only got another 2 minutes, and within these 2 minutes I won't be able to cover all these 4. So let's finish with this, the second food, that we are so much into it and always wanting to consume, and which again I have mentioned on the first night about the samudaya, the cause of the sufferings, that we like to listen the negative news. Yeah? And if that's again something is very exciting, you want to go back and consuming again and again and again and again. Right? Let's say someone is killed and it's become a conspiracy theory, then we want to know, whether it is true or who has done it like that. So there's always desire to know, always desire to consume something, by whether it is by seeing, whether it is by hearing, like that. And even eating as a test, also wanting to consume nice food again and again, like that. So that's why this is known as the pasahar. The six senses comes to contact with the object, and then we consume those through the six senses. Right? Through the six senses. So that's why this is the second type of a food that is the cause of the thirst. And these are the main root cause of the trouble. Now you can see, because of we needing to eat, we have to go to work. Yeah, because of the work, we have so many other things to follow. Yeah, problems. Recently, even this morning, I got a message from my old friend, school friend, saying, you have a job, you have a trouble. You don't have a job, again, you have a trouble. Why is that? Right? So, this is, I leave it to you to think about it, and we'll see you tomorrow at the same time on the same topic. Well, I will extend another two the types of food on the basis of the upadana as the cause of the troubles, problems. So with this I end here for tonight, and in a few minutes time we will have a chanting and a guided meditation. You are most welcome to join with us. So tonight's Dhamma talk is sponsored by Sasi from Manchester, dedicating her dog who has got cancer, and hoping that tonight's chanting will, that as a result that she sponsored for tonight's talk, and hoping her dogs well and happy, and also all the herself as well as her family also keep safe, and may the Buddha bless them with have a good health and a successful and stay safe. Similarly, thank you everyone for listening, and with the blessings of the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, may you all be well and happy, and thank you. We'll see you shortly for the chanting and guided meditation. Thank you.